talk to head men's golf coach Mark Engel. And Coach, the Horizon League Championships are now upon us here at the end of the week. Detroit will be heading to Florida. So first off, just talk about the field. You've seen all these teams so far throughout competition of the spring.
I think it's one of the most competitive fields we have. Typically, it's one or two teams that seem to stand out. This year, a lot of teams have had a chance to really do well. And as years gone by, Loyola's had a pretty good year. At some point, they've been very, very good. Cleveland has come off of a couple of good tournaments. Wright State's playing its best golf probably, but when you put it together, I think we're playing our best golf. We've won 2 tournaments this spring, and we like to say we're peaking at the right time, and I think that's exactly what's going on. Really, the guys are going to the tournament with a lot of confidence, with a lot of practice, a lot of opportunities to work on their game, and coming off a win at the Titan Invitational, I think mentally and golf-wise, we're right where we want to be.
Detroit will be sending its team of 5 down there, headlined by 2 seniors, and I think you pretty much know and expect your seniors to be at the forefront of your scores. But talk about Claridge and Pronk and really their game on this course.
Those guys are regulars, just like you said. They've been to every tournament, with maybe one exception throughout their 4 years as college players, and that's a pretty darn good batting average for them. They're experienced, they've been through the wars before, and I think that's what separates some teams from others. Guys, not just seniors and juniors, college golfers, but experienced in pressure situations like they're going to be. They've been starters. This will be their 4th year in the conference championship. There's an NCAA bid on the line, and I think Jeff and Britt are really going to be at the forefront. They really played well at the Titan Invitational. They helped us towards the team championship, and I think they're the guys that are really going to carry us. At the same time, Simon Ryers has been through the wars before, and Mark Hicks has. I think that it's kind of like the Red Wings. There are certain teams in the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs right now that you can always count on to do well because they've been there before. And that's what I like about our team right now. The guys have been there. They've handled the pressure too. And I look for a really good tournament out of the Titans.
You just mentioned Mark Hicks before. He's coming off his first collegiate tournament victory. Simon Ryers, obviously, he's been really a mainstay in the starting lineup since he arrived last season. And you'll be putting sophomore Sheldon Keat in there, who gave you some great rounds at the Titan Invitational last week.
I think that's one of the strengths of the team. We lost Dave Byrne, who was Player of the Year in the Horizon League. He's a 4-year All-Horizon League guy, and people were kind of waiting for the bottom to fall out of our team. It didn't happen that way because of the depth of the program. We've got a lot of good golfers, and as you said, we've got a lot of people we can count on. It might not be one guy that's your horse pulling the train every time, but there's 5 candidates to do that, and I think that's one of the strengths of the team. Again, talking about the Red Wings, like the guys are going to pick on me for doing this, but Henrik Zetterberg's out right now, and still they're just doing a great job because they've got more than one good scorer. In our case, we've got 5 good golfers going to the tournament, and I really like the way the guys have been rounded together this spring, and I think they're ready for the best golf of the spring. Heading
to the Mission and Resort in the Hills, Florida. Coach, talk about that course and the strengths and weaknesses it presents.
It's a unique course in Florida because there's a lot of elevation changes, and they pride themselves on that. It's one of the higher-ranked courses in Florida. They renovated the greens last year, which I think was needed from what we understand, and at the same time they're in really good shape, which I think will make the course that much stronger. Typical Florida course, a lot of water, a lot of tough Bermuda grass around the greens, and I think that's one of the things that helps us to have been to Florida for a week over spring break. We got a lot of practice on the similar greens and similar roughs, and I think that's going to help us play to our very best when we get to Howie in the Hills now.
And Coach, Detroit has won the Horizon League times the most of any Horizon League schools past or present, so I know that you're going in this weekend, and really Detroit's only goal is number 1.
I think you're right, and that's what you play for. Somebody's going to have to win, and we think it might as well be us. The guys are every year setting that as their goal, which is kind of nice. Players come and go. We've graduated a lot of good golfers over the years. Mark Sommerfeld, who played for the Canadian national team. Dave Byrne, as we just talked about, was last year's Player of the Year. But the new ones come in and knowing their ring size and knowing that they're going to do well and knowing that because of the depth of the team and the talent of the team, we got a good chance. So I like our chances, and hopefully we'll be smiling when this thing is over.